Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach. I'm a Swiftologist. I make thoughtful weekly videos, and today I am coming at you with yet another Showgirl video in the middle of the week. Surprise videos, surprise drop that you weren't aware that I was going to be here at this time of the week, but here I am. You know, it might just be the day after my birthday, so happy birthday to me if that's the case. First of all, I want to say shout out to my shirt. It says List of Pricks Swiftologist. You see, Ed Sheeran forgot to put me at #1, so I put myself at #1, and you can go to evolutionofsync.com, get that t-shirt now. I feel like my camera is tilted, but I'm really not in the mood to fix it, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. But today, I wanted to rush out as much Showgirl content as I possibly can because I just need to get it over with so I can move on to other stuff. But there's still a lot to say. There's a lot to unpack. And today I want to do my regular ranking and reshuffling video, but with a twist. So I'm going to be ranking the life of a showgirl. I'm also simultaneously going to be ranking Lover. These are contemporaries. They are sisters. They are not just cousins. They are directly related. And I think that by ranking Lover alongside the life of a showgirl, I can kind of, even just for myself, look through and see like maybe what the weaknesses of showgirl are versus what the strengths are of Lover, and also vice versa. Let's do the reverse and see what the hell is up. So I have to bring something else into this video because Life of a Showgirl is 12 tracks, baby. I can't cut any songs from the album because if I do, then it's an EP and we want it to be an album, okay? So I'm gonna rank those two albums together. We're gonna discuss the difference, compare and contrast. And then instead of reshuffling the track list, I have made 2 new albums. That's right. Well, I haven't made them yet. You're going to make them with me. But we're going to use existing Taylor Swift songs and create the real version of the life of a showgirl, the real life of a showgirl, and also Lover, the re-up. Because I think the main issue with the life of a showgirl and why I'm comparing it to Lover in this video is because there are 2 wolves inside of the life of a showgirl track list. One of them is the actual concept that Taylor gave to us, which was a behind the scenes look at the glitz and the glamour, the vanilla perfume and the sweat, the grit, the determination of the Eras tour, also the despondency that she felt earlier in the Eras tour before she found her happily ever after. So there's that wolf. And then the other wolf is, I love Travis. Lover 2.0, literally. The rest of the album is Lover 2.0. And I think that it's the contrast of those 2 things, like butting up against each other and jutting all the time, is what makes the track list feel uneven and inconsistent. So I'm going to try and fix that problem by making 2 new playlists, which you will always be able to see on Spotify. That's where I put all of my re-ranked and reshuffled albums. Before we get into this video, why don't we hear a word from the sponsor? Taylor Swift toiled for years to break the prophecy. She was saved from the fate of Ophelia by building a healthy and loving relationships, making her skies opalite, if you will. As for me, I am a proud singleologist, thriving, observing, taking notes, but I can definitely see how the Paired app would have saved me from at least 3 romantic disasters and made a couple of my skies opalite had I gotten in touch with it sooner. The Paired app helps couples actually connect meaningfully, communicate effectively, and manage conflict even on their busiest days. It's built by relationship experts, and you only need a few minutes a day to reap all the rewards. You get unlimited access to over 1,000 quizzes and games, 5-step guided journeys for things like sharing the mental load in your relationship, and personalized weekly reports on how you're doing. 89% of users say that they have seen positive changes within their relationships in just 3 months. If you want to break the prophecy and deepen your connection with your partner, click my link for a 7-day free trial and 25% off Paired Premium. It's only $29.99 for the whole year for both accounts. Use my link so the Paired app knows that I sent to you. Thank you so much again to the Paired app for sponsoring this video. Here we are at the ranking table once again. These are the categories that we have today. God tier Taylor Swift song. I don't know how many of those we're going to find on the life of Showgirl, but I'm going to find out. Very good. That just means, you know, I mean, what else is there to say about a very good song? It's very good. Is it in the upper echelon of greatest Taylor songs ever made? We don't know about that, but it's very good. Well, yes, we like it. It sounds good. I like the beat. That's kind of like a borderline. That's kind of like a, you're on my list, but I'll tolerate you. I might skip you when you come on shuffle, but you're on my list. And then electric chair. Electric chair. And I can't decide if I'm going to rank based on quality or based on personal preference. I feel like I have this dilemma every single time, and I probably come to the same conclusion and think that I'm having a new conversation about it every single time I do these videos. So you can tell me if I did that before. But I think I'm going to go with objective, because the whole point of this exercise is I'm trying to see where the excellence is and where the quality may sag, may dip, may take a beating. So let's get right into it. The Fate of Ophelia, the opening track. I'm putting it into Well Yes. It sounds like I Can See You. It's too wordy. It's a very, very wordy song for a pop song, for like a Max Martin, Taylor Swift, like big number. There's a lot of syllables in it. I really like the hook of Keep It 100 on that part is very catchy, but it takes a minute to get to it. It takes a really long time to get to that hook. Whereas when I look at a Cruel Summer, let's just get Cruel Summer up in this bitch, shall we? Cruel Summer. Hello, God tier Taylor Swift song. That song, we arrive at the chorus within the first minute. I think it might even come 30 seconds into the song. We're already at Cruel Summer being the greatest song ever made because we've got that incredible, indelible Taylor Swift euphoric chorus. The Fate of Ophelia is kind of a slow start. And that's not where I wanted to start the record or really where I wanted the single to go. So it's not a bad song by any stretch of the imagination, but like Taylor has a lot better pop songs than that. It's not bad, but it's not even like sufficiently different enough to be like, okay, it's very good. Like it took a risk, it did something new. It actually really sounds like a Jack Antonoff number, if I'm being honest. That's what it sounds like to me. Oh, I realized the track list is all out of order. Can I remember it off the top of my head? Elizabeth Taylor. Very good. I don't think it's a God tier Taylor Swift song. I think it's a great song. I think that it's fun. I love the beat. I don't just like it. I love the beat. And I love the Backstreet Boys remixes that I've been seeing on TikTok. Those are fantastic. But I have to say, is it a great, great song? Ready for It is better. Ready for It is more likely to go up into God tier Taylor song. And Elizabeth Taylor is like a slightly watered down version of Ready for It. Okay. I told you I'm trying to be objective ish. I'm trying to be harsh. I'm holding my girl to high standards. Elizabeth Taylor is great though. I really do love that song. It is a standout track from the album. One of my personal favorites. If I was ranking it based on my personal favorites, it would be in the top tier. Okay. What comes after that? Is it Opalite? I think it might be Opalite. I'm torn between Well Yes and Very Good for Opalite because obviously like it's connecting with people. People love it. It's a great song. Do I love it a lot? Do I think that it's the best Taylor Swift song ever made? No, but it's definitely growing on me since I've heard it, which is a surprise and a miracle because if you know anything about my taste in Taylor Swift songs, it kind of falls into a category of Taylor Swift songs that I'm not primed to like. Paper Rings, Dorothea, Stay, Stay, Stay. Like it's a little chintzy and cutesy, but there is something that I like about it. So I don't know that it's fully successful. I don't know that it's like very good or especially different or better than other songs on the record. This is just like a more upbeat and better written version of Daylight. So like that's a compliment, but it's not the biggest compliment in the world because you guys know how I feel about Daylight. She will be going into the electric chair. Father Figure. This is the only song where I like instantly have the impulse to put it into God tier Taylor Swift song. Why? Because it's expertly written. It is from start to finish. Like there aren't too many words. There aren't too many syllables. The narrative progresses in a chronological linear way. Not all songs have to progress like that, but I think it really stands to why Father Figure is a good song because the storytelling is concise and tight, which it isn't on every song on this record and hasn't been on Taylor Swift's like narratively driven song since Evermore and Folklore. Part of the skill of her doing that was like really letting herself unwind. Father Figure is a bit more restrained, and I think this is where like the Max Martin influence helped. We also have that key change at the end, but again, kind of Jack Antonoff coded, no? I feel like it is. Also, Father Figure to me is new territory. It's new emotional territory. Cruel Summer was also new emotional territory to me. The only song I can think of in the discography prior to it coming out that had a similar feeling was Treacherous, but that was painted in a completely different color palette, you know? So Father Figure to me is a sequel to My Tears Ricochet or something like Karma, but it is expressing Taylor's darkness, her power hungriness. And I haven't heard it expressed in such an intense and almost erotic way before. So Father Figure is deeply compelling, very interesting to me, fully worthy of a deeper lyrical analysis, which I will get to at some point in time. But you know what? We love to see it. Eldest daughter, electric chair. How many times do I have to spit about how bad this song is? It's confused. It's meandering. It doesn't make any sense. It's not satire, even though she keeps trying to say what it is. I'm convinced that Taylor doesn't know what satire is, and the people who keep repeating to me that it's satire, I think you also don't know what satire is. It's not funny. It's not clever. It's not specific. It's not direct. It's like a bunch of vague images thrown together, and because there's a piano behind it, we're supposed to accept that it's meaningful. Not to me. Not to me. Up next, I believe, is Ruin the Friendship, which I love. I'm putting it in very good. It's one of my favorite songs on the record. Is it a God tier Taylor song? You know what? I'm really cooking on that. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking maybe it is because it's kind of a sequel to Forever Winter. Something that I think is interesting to put in a God tier Taylor song is a song that like unlocks a vault or connects somehow back to other songs in the discography. And I have heard people making very compelling connections between Ruin the Friendship and You Belong With Me. We could go back to Teardrops on My Guitar. We could go to Invisible. Like there are places that we could go with the subject matter of that song and what it has prompted and inspired in Taylor. I also think it represents the best of her instinct to write about high school, to be stuck in a period of time. It gives a new perspective on that thing that she's been trying to say over and over again for a long time. So I also think there's like a universal message in it about grief and loss and yeah, anticipation. I want to put it in God Tears Taylor song. Why am I acting like there's like the police behind me with a gun against my head that I have to get right? No, it's my ranking. I can do what I like. I'm taking my power back. Swiftologist grabs back. Okay. I'm grabbing back. I'm putting Ruin the Friendship in God tier. What's next? Actually romantic. I like the beat. This could have been better executed. I feel like if you guys watch my review, you kind of know where I stand with these songs, no? Right? Am I wrong? Actually Romantic had the potential to be a really great song and instead was bungled by the laziness of the project. Non-specificity of the production work writ large. Okay, so Actually Romantic, not that good. Wishlist, it's between I like the beat and well, yes, because I actually like the beat. That's what I like about Wishlist. I think the chorus is really sweet, and I think that some of the lyrics in the bridge are nice, but overall, embarrassing millennial corny writing. So I think it's gonna have to go into I like the beat. Honey, well, yes. Now, Honey has the same problem as Wishlist. I love the beat, I love the melody, but the lyrics, I side eye. And I don't like to side eye my Taylor Swift lyrics. I don't. I like to say, maybe I don't like the beat, but I love the words. That's not happening on this album. But Honey to me is more successful and complete than Wishlist, even though it's still not a full thought. It's not a fully formed thought. But I do like it better. I think that the melody is also better. Canceled, Electric Chair. One of her worst songs ever made. Humiliating, embarrassing, not a progression in her artistry, doesn't say anything interesting about an experience that she's written about ad nauseum before. We don't care. We don't care. And if you're pretending to care, that's on you. The Life of a Showgirl, the closing track, I'm putting it into very good. Yes, the hell I am. To me, this is the ambassador of Taylor saying folklore precision, Max Martin production. There is a fusion of those two things there. Does it fire on every single cylinder? Does it always get it all right? I don't know. But I like the inclusion of Sabrina Carpenter. Taylor gives her the best line. You want to take a skate on the ice inside my veins? It is an earworm. I have that in my head all the time. Hey, thank you for the lovely bouquet. It's burrowing into my brain, and like the best pop songs do. Fate of Ophelia isn't burrowing into my brain, but Life of a Showgirl is. You see how that works? Wood. I like the beat. I'm putting it in I like the beat because like if you took all the lyrics away and you Eternal Sunshine, what the song is about from my brain, I would be like, so it gets to stay there. I forgot that you existed. God, now we have to do Lover. And I've done this before. I do have a Lover track list ranking and reshuffling. So I'll kind of speed through these until I get to the points where I want to make comparisons. I forgot that you existed. Actually Romantic's cousin. Yeah, they're kind of the same. The thesis of the song is, I don't care about you, but I care enough to write a song about it, which invalidates me saying I don't care. So I forgot that you existed. You know what? Not Electric Chair. I like the beat. We got to save the Electric Chair for the divas who really deserve it. Like Daylight, a forced conclusion to a forced album. That song is a mess. That song is a mess. That song and Eldest Daughter really are cousins. Eldest Daughter managed to fail in ways that even Daylight couldn't. So that's like a spectacular bomb was set off by Taylor Swift. So congratulations. It's nice to have a friend. I like the beat. I don't really care about this song. I don't think it's that interesting, but it will make an appearance on my Lover Re-Up album, I think, later on. Me, Electric Chair. We know this. We know this. Come on, you've been around these parts before. Afterglow. Well, yes. Afterglow is interesting. Afterglow is one of those songs that like betrays what Lover is really about, which is about anxious attachment, anxious love. It's not about, I love love, I'm in love. That's actually what the Life of a Showgirl is about. Lover is more about, I am scared that this love that I love will be gone because my boyfriend doesn't like me. Yeah, she's not having that concern on the Life of a Showgirl, but that makes it a very interesting song. There's an undercurrent to it that makes it very compelling. Oh Polite has an undercurrent that is compelling. Wishlist and Honey, not as interesting as Afterglow. It's not even about whether it's happy or not. It's about tension, dramatic tension, which can be built through anything. You need to calm down, Electric Chair. Thank you. False God, very good. Very, very good. Now that's not a song. Actually, no, that is a song about relationship anxiety. What am I talking about? Of course it is. Most of the I Love Joe songs are about I love Joe and I know he wants to leave me tomorrow. How do I make him stay? That's what those songs are about. So, but False God just generally, like, it does something musically that doesn't really exist elsewhere on Taylor's discography. These songs on Lover, from a production perspective, generally overall are better than Life of a Showgirl, which is perplexing to me because it was Joel Little and Jack Antonoff versus Max Martin and Shellback. What happened? Soon You'll Get Better, God tier Taylor Swift song. Some of her best writing ever, some of her most emotional writing ever. Singing about her mother is something that we are familiar with, and getting this peek into her personal life at that specific time, I think was really meaningful. And I think that Soon You'll Get Better really rounded out the Lover concept. When I look at, I've always said Lover was a shaky concept. Life of a Showgirl is a shaky concept, okay? Lover at least was about, the concept as she sold it to us was, this is about all the different ways in life that I express and experience love. And Soon You'll Get Better is a very specific, intense, emotional experience of parental love. And I think that that's something that she sings about so effectively throughout her catalog. And Soon You'll Get Better might just be the most affecting, emotionally charged version of that. London Boy, very good. You see how you can be like silly and campy, but with a wink? It's like funny. Why is London Boy funny, but Wishlist is kind of cringe? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Wishlist is kind of cringe because of the immediately dead on arrival dating references. Balenci shades, fat ass baby face. In London, she's talking about high tea, stories from uni, the pub we. They're ancient institutions of the United Kingdom. They're not going anywhere. But Balenci shades, that also just sounds like a foreign language coming from Taylor Swift. And London Boy is funny too because Taylor is known for being like the quintessential American, the American woman. She's like the ideal of America's woman. And, British people are very put off by American optimism and by Americans' fascination with the UK. So that adds a layer of like camp, silly, knowing funniness to London Boy that doesn't exist elsewhere on Life of Showgirl, if you catch my drift. Death by a Thousand Cuts, it's a God tier Taylor Swift song. You see how we already have 3 God tier Taylor Swift songs, and I'm not even done yet with Lover, and we have 2 from the Life of a Showgirl. It's slim pickings. It's slim pickings out here, girls. Cornelia Street, I'm going to put her in, well, yes, because the writing is good. Even though the production is kind of soupy and boring, Cornelia Street is a very well etched story. I know what's going on. It's easy to follow. There's a strong emotional current that runs through the song. She carries us through it emotionally. Better than Eldest Daughter. That's for damn sure. Paper Rings. I hate this song. I need you to know that I hate this song and I can't put it anywhere other than I like the beat. It's better than, you know what? It's literally better written than Honey and Wishlist again. I like shiny things, but I'd marry you with paper rings. I have no confusions about what we're talking about. In Honey, the chorus is like, who are you even talking to? This is making me depressed. Miss Americana. Well, yes. High school metaphor, getting a little bit tired, using it as a way to talk about the political landscape in the United States of America in 2019. Embarrassing, but I like the beat. I do like the beat. And it served as the opener of the Eras Tour. So there you go. I think he knows. I want to put this, okay, very good God tier Taylor song. I kind of want to put this in God tier Taylor song. This is such an underrated, huge Taylor pop banger moment. A lot of Taylor's pop bangers are actually, if you really examine them, especially the ones of late, slightly mid or down tempo. I think He Knows is a rager. It's so fun. The chorus, the way that she delivers the vocal, it's very simple, but the visuals that she gives you in those very simple lyrics, I think He Knows. His hands around a cold glass make me want to know that body like it's mine. That's great songwriting. That's sexy, not cheap, not graphic, not gratuitous, knock on wood nonsense. That's like a sexually charged, flirtatious, clever, fun song. Where are we gonna go? I think he knows. It's iconic. Okay. I'm keeping it there. The Archer, I'm putting it in, well, yes, because there was a time when it would have gone into I Like the Beat, but I've been confronted by horrors worse than it on Life of a Showgirl. Again, Eldest Daughter slander. So I'm giving The Archer a chance to breathe. And I know that's going to mean a lot to some people. The Man, I'm going to put The Man in very good or well, yes. I think the production is not good on The Man. The Eras Tour version, where they like kind of ham it up a bit, is a lot better. But as it stands on the record, I'm going to put it in well, yes. And I'm going to put Lover in very good. A lot of people would put Lover in God tier Taylor Swift song. Not me. Not me. God tier Taylor Swift love songs to me are like ours. Love Story. What else is a God tier Taylor Swift love song to me? Delicate? Yeah, I said it. Not Lover. It's a bit too on the nose for me, but it is very good. I can acknowledge that like it was made to be a wedding first dance song and it 100% serves that purpose. So there you go. You can see that there's more Lover in the upper tiers then there is Showgirl. It's upsetting. Doesn't feel good, does it? Doesn't feel good when you see that. But I hope that comparing them like this gave you a window into how I'm thinking about this album. And now let's journey on over to Spotify, where we will start whittling away at these playlists. I think we'll start with The Life of a Showgirl, the real version. Okay, so the Life of a Showgirl story that I wanted to hear was what Taylor Swift originally sold to us, which was, you know, a peek behind the curtain at the glamour, at the betrayal, at the dark-sidedness. That was what was suggested to us through the visuals and also through some of the like pre-album messaging to The Crowd Is Your King. There's something very sinister and dark about that, and I would like to hear it. But unfortunately, I wasn't given the opportunity. So I think it would be an interesting exercise to parcel out the true Showgirl songs from the Lover 2.0 songs, and then build out the rest of Life of a Showgirl from existing songs in Taylor Swift's catalog that have Showgirl energy, of which there are many. Okay, so what I've gone and done is pulled all of Life of a Showgirl into this playlist, as well as a selection of other albums and songs that I think give Showgirl energy that might fit on the story that I want to tell. So the story that I want to tell leans a little bit more into like the father figure, the Elizabeth Taylor, the behind the scenes machinations of what is going on in Taylor's mind as she's becoming the most powerful person in the world. It's interesting to me. So maybe we'll go through first and delete the Life of a Showgirl songs that like simply don't belong in the narrative about what the Life of a Showgirl in my mind should be. So Opalite has got to go, unfortunately. Since we are creating Lover the Re-Up, which don't worry, will be coming soon, I'm going to take the I Love You Travis songs off because, again, it's the contrast between those two wolves that I think is tripping people up on what is this album about. Eldest Daughter is also getting completely taken off. Goodbye. You weren't bigger than the whole sky. You were smaller than the whole sky. Ruin the Friendship. I don't know. I think she's got to go too, which hurts me. Actually, Romantic. There is something very Life of a Showgirl about that. Wish List, goodbye. Would, we didn't ask. Canceled. Wants to be a Showgirl song really bad, but could never in her wildest dreams deserve of being on my Life of a Real Showgirl playlist. Honey, also goodbye. And then we have Life of a Showgirl. Do you see how sad it is when out of the 12 Taylor Swift songs that were on the Life of a Showgirl, I keep 5? I don't like that being my reality. That's not fun for me. Okay, so we have The Fate of Ophelia, Elizabeth Taylor, father figure, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I want to start with something from Life of a Showgirl for sure. I'm actually kind of inclined to start with the title track. Let me put that there and see how it looks. Looks good. Looks good to me. I'm kind of cheering for that. It looks great there. I'm kind of cheering about that. I'm happy to see her there. What do I want to put next is the real question. The Fate of Ophelia, I think I want that to come later. I definitely, as you always know with my tracklist reshuffles, try and approach things chronologically or just tell a story in a way that makes sense. It's just the easiest way for me to do it, and I think it's also a fun challenge. The real question is, will I adhere to the track 5? Will I? Will I? Okay, so Life of a Showgirl as an opener is kind of fun to me. It's like the mission statement to the album. It also has a bunch of like warnings in it. I'm immortal now. Yes, it does have that goodbye outro, but I think that's kind of a cool, badass place to start because if you think about it, oh my God, I'm really cooking. The Life of a Showgirl takes place when the show is over. Hello? Oh, I've cooked. I've cracked something essential. We start when the show is over. So she says, goodbye, thank you, I've had a great night. And where do we go? Elizabeth Taylor. I know it. We go straight into Elizabeth Taylor. Burton to this Taylor. This is where we have the Travis influence coming in on Life of a Showgirl. She needs him bad. But you know what's interesting about the Eras Tour? And this is what Life of a Showgirl is supposed to be, behind the scenes of the Eras Tour. Taylor really, she's only picking up on the Eras Tour from after the Maddie Healy interlude. There was a lot of Eras Tour before that. Oh, there was a lot of Eras Tour before that. There was Jover. Then there was being single and sad from Jover. And then there was reuniting with Maddie Healy, and then there was deep, dark depression that led to Torture Poets Department. There's a lot of emotional terrain to cover. It's not simply, I was rescued. Okay, next. That's not what I'm trying to do on my story. No, no, no. My story wants to get the details down. And luckily enough, there's plenty in the discography to work with here. So I think I want to go to something from Reputation next. After Elizabeth Taylor, doesn't it just feel right to go from Elizabeth Taylor to I Did Something Bad? Oh, I love it. Life of a Showgirl, Elizabeth Taylor, I Did Something Bad. Okay, so she's backstage. She wants to find her man, and she's been scorned. Okay, Elizabeth Taylor doesn't have to be about Travis in this scenario. It's about, I need someone with me now, or I'm going to pass away. That's the behind the scenes mentality that was going on the Eras Tour. I mean, how else do we go through 3 boyfriends on one tour? Hello? and ending up with a husband. We had to have that. So I Did Something Bad is really about her being a man eater. It's also like a conceptual song. It's Taylor playing a character, but also, as we have heard on The Life of a Showgirl, that character that was played on Reputation, she's real. Oh, she's real. And she's lurking in the wings. And she's dying to be let out of her cage. And I'm letting her out. I'm letting her out today. Up next, after I Did Something Bad, okay, this is kind of where I'm thinking like the show's over, the tour's going on. I'm getting a little itchy feet. I really want to be with a man. I'm focusing a lot on work. Everything's going great at work. But the world is kind of starting to turn against me low key. The world, they loved me. I was up yesterday. I'm down tomorrow. And so is the cycle of being a pop star, of being a Taylor Swift. So here I want to jump to the 1989 vault tracks, I think. So I put all of them in here because they're very Showgirl. They're very Showgirl. It's really when Taylor was addressing like the first time breaking the fourth wall. I'm a celebrity. That was the first record that she did it on. And these songs, I believe, were left off because they are almost too revealing. And that is an interesting place to be for the Real Life of a Showgirl playlist that is being created by me right now. So of these songs, which ones do I want to include? Okay, I'm going to take Suburban Legends out because I don't like her. Now that we don't talk, I think it's a little too sensitive for Life of a Showgirl. I'm also keeping it to 12 songs, by the way. I'm keeping it short and sweet. Serena. Slut, Say Don't Go, and Is It Over Now? Say Don't Go is leaving. Is It Over Now and Slut. Is It Over Now is like so Showgirl. Did you think I didn't see there were flashing lights? Come on. But Slut is actually going to fit with my narrative. So let me bring that up here. Okay, so after I Did Something Bad, we have Slut. I like that. Okay, so we get into, ooh, I'm a man eater and it feels good to do bad things. And then she's like, well, wait a minute. Why is everyone being mean to me? I want to go on dates with my dog from the pound. I don't want people to yell at me. I don't want people to say, return that Maddie Healy to the SPCA. You're going to get fleas. I don't want to hear that. She didn't want to hear it, but she had to hear it. And she heard it. That was the thing. She had to hear it. But then after Slut, Slut is like her kind of being like resigned. She's like, whatever. Okay. I was being really combative. I was being like, yeah, I'm the bitch. And then everyone was saying, you're the bitch. And she was like, wait, am I the bitch? That's what's happening on Slut. But then we're getting right back into no, I am. No, I am. And the track 5 of this record, I knew it from when I sat down to create this beautiful new album. I knew it had to be But Daddy, I Love Him. That is the most Showgirl song ever because it is literally her addressing her public. It's her addressing her haters, her fans, her parents, her friends, her colleagues, and the church. Okay? Literally everyone in the world is implicated in But Daddy, I Love Him because it's about being punished for doing public spectacle of romance, which is what Taylor's entire project is. So I think that this is an incredible opening album. Of course I do. I made it myself. Life of a Showgirl, track 1. Elizabeth Taylor, being the bitch. I Did Something Bad, also being the bitch. Slut, not wanting to be the bitch. 5, We're So Back, I'm the bitch. But Daddy, I Love Him. I am happy to say that I think this is a great introductory. First 5 tracks, Life of a Showgirl, Elizabeth Taylor, I Did Something Bad, Slut, But Daddy, I Love Him. Are you seeing the vision? I Did Something Bad and Slut is like the post-Joe, pre-Maddie, and then kind of just getting into the Maddie era. But Daddy, I Love Him is obviously like, I hate you guys. I love him. I'm gonna be with him forever. Obviously, we knew that wasn't true. And I think that after that, we need to actually go to Midnights. We need something a little bit moody. We're banging a lot. We're banging very hard here. So the songs that I pulled from Midnights that I thought could be appropriate, Antihero, hello, come on. You're on your own, kid? Well, yes. Da, 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 da. What do I want to get rid of? I think I'll get rid of Question. I think I'll also get rid of Bejeweled, which is a very Showgirl song, but I think it's not what I want for this current project that I'm making. Mastermind is also going to go. Antihero is going to go too, just because it's not like hard enough for my album. Notice how Reputation is marked safe completely for now. Midnight Rain. Yeah. Yeah. Life of a Showgirl. It's the ups and the downs. We've had a lot of ups here. Slut was like kind of a dip, but Midnight Rain is like rock bottom. After But Daddy, I Love Him to go into Midnight Rain, I feel like this is a composite sketch of the Joe Maddie situation. But Daddy, I Love Him is like, I don't care what the people say. I'm going to do what I love. Hey, actually, I forgot that I have been shoving down my feelings for years and years, and I actually need to get out of here. I need to scram. So in an alternate universe where she left Maddie and Maddie didn't leave her, maybe that is what's coming next. But Midnight Rain, she's low. Midnight Rain, she's low. That's a low song. And I guess sometimes we all get just what we wanted. She's lonely. Then I think we've only got 6 songs left, so we have to turn it around. It has to get back into Life of a Showgirl. She's putting on the show. Lights, camera, bitch, smile. So I think I'm actually going to keep The Fate of Ophelia where it is. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with The Fate of Ophelia being there. Wait, actually, no. No, no, no. There's another girl that I need to call to the podium. I can do it with a broken heart. Yup. Yup. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm a genius. But Daddy, I love him. Into Midnight Rain, into I Can Do It with a Broken Heart. She's doing it with a broken heart. And then all of a sudden, she meets the man and her fate has been changed. So we go from I Can Do It with a Broken Heart, we're down. We're actually a diva so down to diva up, diva rescued, diva safe. And then when diva's safe and you know, the romantic life is sorted, she can go back to plotting and scheming. She can go back to plotting and scheming. So actually romantic, she's not good enough. Sorry, if you were better executed, I would be more inclined to like make a case for you to stay. But sachet, you leave. The fate of Ophelia into father figure. I think we need to have a girl boss. Do we have a girl boss in the chat? We do. The man and father figure are so showgirl to me. The man is like father figure's younger, funner sister who hasn't been through as much. And I think that like showgirl obviously has to have bangers. Imagine it's the man, but with like better, more showgirly production. Like we just dial it up a notch. We get Max Martin to come in and redo it, which he could do. He definitely could do that. We have 2 songs left and I have all of Reputation here, a little bit of Tortured Poets and some Midnights. I'm gonna get rid of the rest of Reputation. It's a little too combative for where we've arrived. One song must go. I have You're on Your Own, Kid, Karma, and Down Bad. You know what? I really think that it's Down Bad that has to go. Isn't that terrible? I think I would love to do Karma after Father Figure and the Man. Isn't that so fun? This is the FU Scooter Braun Scott Borchetta moment, which has to be had. When we're talking about like the story of the Eras Tour, that is such a big part of it because she was reclaiming her master recording, she got them back, etc. And You're on Your Own, Kid, to me, like that is such a closing track for a Taylor Swift album. It is a track 5, but it's also a closing track because I think the life of a showgirl, you know, she realizes at the end of the day, like, you know, I have all these men in my life, I have all of these challenges to conquer, I have all these fans, I have all these admirers, but at the end of the day, like, I've got me. He's got my past frozen behind glass, but I've got me. And isn't that more powerful than any force in the universe? It's Tay Voodoo. I think this is a gorgeous story. Let's revisit, okay? I think you can see the whole story of the Eras Tour here. The life of a showgirl, we've got her on stage. Elizabeth Taylor, she's on stage being the bitch. I did something bad, taking over the world. Slut, but Daddy, I love him. Midnight Rain, I Can Do It with a Broken Heart. Going through it. Because the first part of the Eras Tour, the North American, like, oh no, that was not fun. 2 breakups. Wait, yeah, yes, yes. They happened so fast. In my mind, I'm like, Maddie Healy happened in 2024 because that's when Torture Poets came out and it was just so crazy. But actually, no, it all happened within like 2 months of each other. That was crazy. So we have that period of time. We have I Want to Die, My Boyfriends Hate Me, and I Hate Them Back. Then we have, I think after that, we have the Travis moment, The Fate of Ophelia, I'm Being Rescued. Then we have Plotting and Scheming on Scott and Scooter. And then we have Gloating, Dancing on Their Graves with Karma, and You're on Your Own, Kid. I think this is a gorgeous, gorgeous real life of a showgirl. So that is the life of a showgirl, Swiftologist version. Don't you ever forget it. Go to Spotify right now and you can stream it and tell me what you think. Tell me if you would make any substitutions. I'm dying to know. And now here we are at Lover, the re-up, Lover 2.0, the other album that was dying to be made inside this twin flame album. I think we'll go straight to let's go straight to Showgirl and cut the stuff that like maybe wouldn't fit. I think Elizabeth Taylor can go. Opalite has to stay. And The Fate of Ophelia has to stay. Father Figure can go. Eldest Daughter can go because she's a horrible song. Thank you. Ruin the Friendship, I'm gonna allow her to stay. Actually Romantic is not actually romantic, so we're getting rid of her. Wishlist can stay. Can Wood stay? You know what? I've decided that Wood can stay, but the explicit version cannot stay. The PG version can stay. Canceled, you're gone. Nobody asked for you to be here. Frankly, I don't know why you're still hanging around. Life of a Showgirl is gone because this isn't the life of a showgirl. Antihero. Why did I put Antihero here? That must have been a mistake. Okay, so I basically have all of Lover and the life of a showgirl, and I think that that's actually enough material to work with. Like, I think I can make a cohesive Lover 2.0 with just these 2 albums because they share a DNA. Let's get rid of I Forgot That You Existed. Let's also get rid of Cruel Summer. I know there's just a little bit too much tension for it to animate this like very happy, upbeat album, which is what she really wanted to make. Lover the Re-Up here is basically what she wanted Lover to be the first time around, or what she thought it was. This like bright expression of like true contentment and happiness with like very little insecurity about the relationship. That's not what transpired, but we're gonna make it happen here today. We're gonna do some magic. The Man is gone, thank you. The Archer, I'm gonna let her cook for now. Miss Americana, she can cook. Paper Rings, unfortunately, has to cook. Cornelia Street, nope, you're too sad. Death by a Thousand Cuts, nope, there's no death on this album. London Boy, Well, yes, of course she can stay. Soon you'll get better. No crying. No crying. False God, no anxiousness. You need to calm down. No gaze. No gaze. Afterglow, no depression. Me, no flops. It's nice to have a friend. I'm going to let you stay. Daylight, no ugly bitches. Okay, great. I'm glad that we have narrowed it down to 13 tracks. Wait, I have to get rid of something. What am I going to get rid of? Okay, let's just start organizing and then I can make my process of elimination from there. Let's start with, how do we want to open Lover the Re-Up? I think we actually want to open with the Fate of Ophelia because like this is clearly the point from which Taylor wants this story to be told. That's the point that she is continuing from on the life of a showgirl generally. So I feel like that's where we should start here. What would come after the Fate of Ophelia? I want something happy. Because the Fate of Ophelia, there is an element of like, you saved me. Now, I think we need to get into bubblegum happiness. Let's do paper rings. I like shiny things, but I'd marry you with paper rings. It's still early in the journey, right? She hasn't been proposed to yet at this point. At this point in the story, she's just been saved and now they're dating and they're having the time of their lives. And that's what's going on. And then I think the intrusive thoughts start to creep in. Then she's like, what if we got married? What if I married you? What if you became my lover? Then we go into wish list. It's fun. We're bopping and having fun. It's not that serious. It's not that deep. The Fate of Ophelia, paper rings, wish list. Now, what do I want my track 5 to be? Because that really makes the decision of what the track 4 would be. You know what? I'm going to say goodbye to the Archer. She's going. I kept her around to be a track 5, but you know what? Track 5 doesn't have to be a sad song. It just needs to be an emotive song. It has to have like a really core, strong emotional resonance. And I think that Lover, people cry at Lover. I've seen people cry at Lover. I've seen it with my own eyes. Madeline, I've seen her cry. So Lover is going to be our track 5. So track 4 can be Honey. After Wishlist, Wishlist and Honey are really nice when you sequence them together. They actually sound like they were meant to be played one after the other. So Wishlist into Honey, she's like really starting to be like, I love you, you're my man. Then it's Lover. I would, theoretically, I think he knows, I think is like a pre-engagement song. Just in general life, it's about like, you know, really you're still in that like honeymoon phase of your relationship where everything is brand new, but it just doesn't fit kind of coming before that. After Lover, I mean, maybe they want to have sex. Yeah, okay. After you get the ring talked about, because don't forget, there's no ring in Lover. After you talk about the ring, then maybe you want to do the things that happen after you get the ring. So there's Wood and the clean version, of course, because I'm not disgusting. After Wood, where do I want to go? I think he knows. I think he knows is very sexy too. So Lover, Wood, I think he knows. I kind of like that. I just realized that I needed to draft the Archer back in because we have an imposter here. We have an imposter on the track list. It's London Boy. Ultimately, this is the I Love Travis album. And like the sentiment of London Boy can be applied to anyone from anywhere. It's an intergalactic song. You can be from any country and still be a London Boy. But this album is very American to me, Lover the Re-Up. So London Boy has got to go, sadly. So we have I Think He Knows, and then we have Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince because she just loves a high school metaphor. That's important to her. It sounds good too. It just, I think after I Think He Knows and Wood, it's gonna just bang really hard. After that, maybe we get into the Archer. Yeah, because we're taking a little bit of there's a slight mood dip. And Miss Americana is like, I'm worried about not outside forces destroying us, but just the world seems to be in a bad state of affairs, which is what Miss Americana is about. Remember, it was supposed to be political commentary. But also, I just like Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. I think that's a good title to give Taylor and whoever she's dating, engaged, or married to. So after that, we have The Archer. And The Archer, that's an anxious song that's allowed to exist, I've decided, because it's anxiety about her. I mean, I guess there is the you could stay, the who could ever leave me, but who could stay. But I think at the end, she's reassuring herself with the person at the time is saying to her, I will stay. I'll be there for you. Even though you feel all these things about yourself, even though you feel like you're not worthy of love, I'm going to give it to you. And I think that that is probably how you should feel in any relationship. You know, even when you feel like you might be at sea or that you don't deserve love, your partner's supposed to be there and reassure you. And I think at the end of the day, that's kind of where the Archer lands eventually. So I'm going to let her cook. I'm going to let her stay. Then after that, I'm going to do Ruin the Friendship. Although there's something to be said about Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince going into Ruin the Friendship, and It's Nice to Have a Friend. Yes, I'm keeping It's Nice to Have a Friend because it's a very romantic song. It's a simple romantic song. I think Travis would be able to understand it very easily. So it's staying there. And then we're concluding the album with Opalite because that's the end of the story. The Fate of Ophelia is the beginning of their romance and Opalite is the end of it. And I think that in between, we have a very progressive story of I'm falling in love. Now I'm in love. I have a little worry. But at the end of the day, I'm still in love. Okay, so that is my ranking and reshuffling of The Life of a Showgirl and combining of two different albums, The Life of a Showgirl Swiftologist version and Lover the Re-Up. I'll leave Spotify links to both those playlists down below. Someone will make an Apple Music playlist for me and we'll share that in the comments too. And I can't wait to see you in my next video. Goodbye, Swiftologists.